Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps and the fourth video in the Secret Soap Series 2022. There are 7 videos, so if you haven't watched the other 3, go back to the beginning. There's a clue at the end of every single video, and there will definitely be spoilers at the very end of this one whenever you see our little clue graphic. I have seen so many guesses for this series that I never would have even thought to assign to the soap creations, which happens every single year. Every single year, we'll get about halfway through and all of those guesses start pouring in and I'm like, I never would have seen that. I never would have seen that. But it's so, I mean, that's one of the things I love about this, is so cool to see where everybody's own imagination takes them when they're not given enough context. And people come up with stuff that I never would have thought of. And it's honestly just such a testament to how unique each individual person is, how much you can just read into something that someone had no intention. Like, it's just crazy. I love the whole thing. This is why this is like one of my absolute favorite, if not my most favorite month the whole year. So I hope you enjoy this soap. It's good. The first part of today's soap is adding my titanium dioxide to my lye water solution. I already have it in liquid form because I have found recently that that has been really helpful when it comes to incorporation and smoothness. Gonna give that a quick blend on low. As far as emulsion goes, this is as far as I'm going. And now I have to pour off my first layer, and I am going to measure it to make sure that I get the right amount into the bucket because I do have to be particular. Now for my secret fragrance blend. Pour that right in. And my first colorant. Gonna blend that up. Then I'm going to wipe off my stick blender because the next color is very different. Wipe down the sides here, just like so. And now we're ready to pour into our molds. Gonna go ahead and pour that in as quick as I can because I do want this to be flat, but I also want it to be even. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit because admittedly that was a little messy. And now that this first layer is in, I can go ahead and mix up the other layers. All right, next layer going on now. Gonna get this first little bit on. Then I'll come put some on the other one. You guys have any guesses just based on the first 2 layers? What do you think? We still have 3 more layers to go. I never know whenever I do Secret Soap Series whether the hints or the colors or anything that I'm giving you is adding clarity or being confusing. There have been a couple of them in the past that I think were very confusing, but with soaps like this one, I literally never know. Now I'm just going to swirl around this layer just a little bit. I'm remembering that it is really thin, so I'm not trying to mess it up very much, just a little bit. All right, here is layer number 2. Oh gosh, how did I just do that? And again, just gonna texture the top lightly, just so it's a bit uneven. It doesn't have to be much, and it doesn't have to be the same all the way down. Here comes layer number 3. Gonna be a little more careful with this one, pouring very slowly. Especially since I made such a terrific bloop on the other layer. Good grief. I don't know where that came from. I must have been thinking about something else. All right, just texture this a little tiny bit. Might even swirl this. Ooh, yeah, that's a great That seems to be a great method to get it a little bit uneven on the top. All right, let's go ahead and pour on our final layer. Just gonna tap that gently so we have a nice flat top. Scrapey, scrapey, my little container here. And I will tap these down and we'll move on to the soap frosting. Time to get soap frosting. So excited. The Royalty Soap Soap Frosting Club has actually been restocked in our store for a while now. Like I've said before, we did have some supply chain issues, but it is available now, thank goodness. Ooh, okay, goodness. I don't know if I waited long enough for one of these colors to set up. So, because I've already started, we're going to do our best. And I'm going to kind of make things up as I go along. This is the absolute best soap for this to happen on, though. I will say that. For a quick word from our sponsor, Audible. I know you've heard of Audible before. I know the royal court doesn't live under a rock. Audible is the best place to listen to whatever you're interested in. Best-selling audiobooks in every genre, podcasts, exclusive Audible originals, you name it, Audible has it for your listening pleasure. Now, I never know what night I'm gonna film an ad on, so I never know which audiobook I'm going to be talking about, but I quite literally just started The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, edited by Christopher Tolkien, and read by Martin Shaw. Now, I may be saying that incorrectly. If there's one thing that I love about Tolkien, or Tolkien, as some people like to say, it's all the unique names I don't know how to say. I just finished the All Creatures, Great and Small, All Things Wise and Wonderful book collection by James Herriot. That I can just so highly recommend. It is such a nice read. This one is a little bit thicker and a little denser. If you've never read Tolkien before, well, he talks a lot. I personally find it very, very calming and very soothing. So I listen to it in the morning when drinking my morning coffee. And right before the Silmarillion, I was listening to East of Eden as read by Richard Poe. It's by John Steinbeck. It was a very long book, a very intense read. Took me on an emotional journey, and I can see why it is so popular. Also, the new included selection of titles makes an Audible membership even that much more valuable, and it gives all members a chance to discover new favorites and new formats, like the exclusive Words Plus music series or a podcast. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/royaltysoaps or text royaltysoaps to 500-500. Once again, that is audible.com/royaltysoaps or text royaltysoaps to 500-500. Thanks so much, Audible, for sponsoring today's video. And without further ado, let us continue our soap making journey today. Alrighty, now for our first embeds. We're going to add 2 of these to every bar. So yes, this will probably take a while. Okay, so quite a few of you have seen my Instagram reel or my TikTok of my brand new kitty. His name is Huckle. And we named him Huckle for Huckle Cat in Richard Scarry's Busy Town. He is a little cat character who has lederhosen, and he's so cute. And it's one of my kids' favorite books, so we thought that would be the perfect name. He came into our lives a few weeks ago. His birthday is May 3rd. So he is an itty bitty fella. And for those who also don't know, I actually have an indoor cat. I got him in December of last year. His name's Basil. And Basil will be 1 on September 1st. So he's just barely not a kitten. I mean, still technically a kitten, but you know what I mean. And our local animal shelter got in a mama cat who had a huge litter, and I do mean huge. I believe they said it was nine kittens, and they were overflowing, and they really needed somebody to take them, and both of my sisters had really been wanting a little kitten, and so my mom and dad were like, we're gonna go pick up and rescue these little kittens. Katie, do you want to come along? And I was like, of course. In fact, I was having kind of a bothersome day, and I thought, what better way than to love on some little shelter kitties? So we all packed up and went over there, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh no. Oh, I think that one's coming home with me. I have had quite a few orange toms throughout the years. They hold a soft spot in my heart, I can tell you that. I really love male cats. They're my preference. I don't know why. Basil has been an only cat since he came to our house, so I was really nervous to see how he and Huckle were going to deal with one another. And the first couple days was a little bit rough. I tried to adjust them to one another slowly, but Basil was just not used to having another cat around, and he was a little bit territorial, but I will insert a video of them now so you can see how well they're getting along. As you can see, they clearly hate one another. Clearly this would never work out. Obviously joking. Huckle wormed his way right into Basil's big heart. Here's our next set of embeds. We're going to be placing one of these on the top of every bar, just like so. But yeah, all of the kitties now are quite content, quite happy with one another. And I always knew that I would probably get another one inside. I don't think Caleb knew that, but I did. Just because I know that cats get lonely and they prefer to have some companionship. At least all the ones that I've ever had have. So we'll be celebrating Basil's birthday in September, and I have a little recipe for making homemade cat treats. And I also want to get the kitties some collars. I found an amazing small business called Made by Cleo that has the most adorable collars. So I thought I would get some for my sister's cats and get one for Huckle as well. My sister's two cats are a boy and a girl, and they're so cute. I'll insert a picture of them now. So the little orange kitty cat is my sister Penny's, and she named him Tigger. So my other sister Emmy was like, well, I have to match. If you have Tigger, then I need Winnie for Winnie the Pooh. So she has Winnie, and Penny has Tigger, and they're so cute, and they sleep on the bed with them, and they snuggle up with them, and it's just an absolute dream come true for any child. They are having the time of their life. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have a fun time with them, making some cat treats, getting some cute little collars for them to wear? That's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. These soaps are done. This is what they look like up close, and we will be back tomorrow to cut them into bars and take a look at the inside and stamp them as well. Okay guys, let us cut this soap. So I'm gonna turn it on its side here, line it up. I'm gonna try to make sure nobody gets anything cut off. Maybe just a little bit, but not very much, which is good. I'm glad I placed things correctly. Gonna pull one from the middle, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Here we have the top. You can see our embeds and the front, and this soap is getting a stamp, don't forget. We'll have to see how this soap is after the cure, but as of right now, I would put scent potency at pretty high, but it's not overwhelming. It's just potent. So after seeing the cut, does this help your opinion that you're beginning to form about what the Secret Soap series could be? Has this one thrown you for a loop? Let me know down in the comments below. It's fun to show you a soap that I can't show you the stamp for, because the stamp really does enhance it. That's all I'm gonna say. And I hope that you're not too disappointed that I'm not showing it. There were certain things that for this particular series, I just had to change up how we normally do it because the clues were just too specific, and that's I couldn't get away from. When we get to video number 7 and release day, I will talk about that more in depth, obviously, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel if that's still something people even do nowadays. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Do something fun for yourself today. Go out on a little walk. Get that blood pumping. Sometimes it really helps clear your head if you've been having a rough day. And it seems simple and it also seems kind of dumb, but I've been doing that recently early in the morning, like trying to wake up a little earlier and then go for a walk / run. It's not really a run. Let's be honest. It's really like a sprint and then wheezing and then walking, but I digress. It's been incredibly helpful for up here. It just kind of clears it up. But you guys know I don't really care what you do. Just be sure you do something fun for you, and I will see you all in the next video. So until then, bye for now. Meow.